guys, Zombie here. Digimon. One of my favourite shows of all time. My brother and I watched it growing up and it's something that I revisit all the time. I adore the characters, the Digimon, the relationships, the story, the villains, the progression, the tags and crests, the Digi-evolution, everything. I love it. There's a lot of Pokemon videos out there. There's plenty of Pokemon videos out there. I've made a few. So today I want to make a Digimon video. If you stay towards the end of the video, I'll tell you all a secret actually. It has to do with Digimon. So anyway, for fun today, I wanted to do a Digimon video. So here are my top 10 favourite moments from the Digimon show, the first series. So number 10, meeting their Digimon. It sets the scene. It's the typical 90s anime opening. They're all like, whoa, who are you? We're your friends. It's very classic, but that's how it should be. And that's how it starts, and it gets you into it. The first time I saw it, I thought they're in training forms. They look so weird. They're little blobs or heads bopping around. But then they digivolve into their rookie forms, and shit starts getting good. It's awesome. So yeah, had to have that on the list at least somewhere. Them meeting their Digimon. It sets everything in motion. Number 9, Agumon Digivolving into Lilymon. The best thing about the show, in my opinion, is the relationships between the people and their Digimon. The way they grow and develop and challenge each other throughout the series. It really brings a new dimension to the show compared to things like Pokemon. It's demonstrated in their crests, which all have, representation, courage, reliability, etc. And they're all things that the people themselves don't actually believe that they possess, and Mimi is one of those. So going from their champion forms to their ultimate forms, all of them are going through this obstacle. So they all have these huge moments when that finally happens. But my favourite of all is Lilymon. Mimi and Palmon are such opposites. Mimi loves pink, she loves all things pretty. Palmon is a lot more headstrong and just kind of wants to be friends with Mimi. And Mimi has this, she's a bit arrogant, a little bit, but I love Mimi. She doesn't get the pink crest, she's got this derpy looking Digimon. In a weird way you see where Mimi's coming from, but also Palmon just wants to be good enough for her. They love each other anyway, and it doesn't really come up until they're in the human world. Mimi accidentally slips up and mentions something about Palmon not really looking in taste.
But I have a reputation for good taste to maintain. I'm in bad taste.
And that's why it's so epic when she digivolves. Shit's going down, because shit has to be going down for them to digivolve. That's it's awesome. Mimi's being all serious. And then Agumon, this big ugly cactus, turns into Lilymon.
Am I in bad taste?
Number 8, defeating Devamon. There are a few arcs in the series, a few different motivations that come up when different villains come up. They have different tasks that they have to do, and it gets progressively more and more serious. The first of these is Devamon, who's terrorizing the Digimon using his black gears, making them all evil. He's just generally a bad guy. And when they finally confront Devamon, they're screwed. All of them in their champion forms are nothing against Devamon, but the only one who hasn't digivolved yet is Patamon. Him and TK have up until this point been just, the tag-along, the useless members of the team that really, TK's just a crybaby, Patamon's just a cute little Patamon. How are they gonna step up? How are they gonna help the team? So finally, the weird little hamster thing that is Patamon digivolves for the first time. When shit's going down, everything seems hopeless, and he digivolves into Agumon. The polar opposite of Devamon, good versus evil. How does this derpy little thing turn into a fucking angel? And it's awesome, and he just completely owns him, and then he turns into a little egg again, and it's Boyomon, and it's serious, it's awesome, and that's only the first bad guy. Number 7 is Patamon again. That's when Agumon digivolves into Magna Agumon. Straight back to those two, when Agumon Digivolves into Magna Agumon for the first time, again going from Champion to Ultimate, it's serious. All the others have Digivolved again, it's just Agumon to go, and it's another moment where everything seems completely hopeless. Everyone is... Piedmon has turned everyone into little dolls for some reason, and Piedmon is the last of the evil Dark Masters. I love that name. The 4 mega level Digimon that are fucking shit up. And Agumon turns into Magna Agumon and basically saves the day again. It's just one of those moments and I love it.
Wow, when did Agumon Digivolve? You look great. Turn around, let me see.
Very well.
Oh!
Number 6 is Tai traveling to the human world. This happens after Tai and Metal Greymon disappear into the weird chaos that happens after they defeat Edamon. And the others all have to go without them for a while, without their leader, for, I don't know, an undisclosed amount of time. Where were they during this time? The human world. Home, essentially. And it's so surreal. It has such a different look and vibe to it as the digital world, which is just kind of colourful, it's got monsters. The human world has this kind of colour palette and this kind of feel to it that seems more dreamlike, but it's the real world. And it brings a whole new element to the show. It's not just in the digital world, it's just a brief little amount of time that Tai spends here, and he learns that bugger all time has passed in the real world. You know, they've been in the digital world for months, I imagine, and he's only been gone for maybe a day, and Kari's there. Kari's gonna be awesome later on, and it's just a really weird moment that's building up to something, to something. Number 5 is Agumon Digivolving into Skull Greymon. This moment was awesome. I always remember this moment from when I was a kid because Skull Greymon is so big and fierce and it's like you just do not expect it and it's awesome. They've all managed to Digivolve into their champion forms now. They're moving on to the next arc. They're all looking for their tags and crests. Tai's the only one who has his. So he thinks being the leader, he has to step up. He has to let Agumon Digivolve into his ultimate form so that they can get better, so that they can beat the bad guys. And he's putting all this pressure on Agumon, and that's not how you're meant to do it, man. It's awesome because in order to Digivolve, they have to demonstrate those characteristics. Tai has to be courageous and he has to develop his relationship with Agumon to demonstrate that. And nope. Forcing him to Digivolve turns him into Skull Greymon, this big fucking beast, this scary monster. And it only happens briefly. He's hella OP when he's Skull Greymon. And then he Digivolves back into Koromon and you just know that he done fucked up. It really conveyed that a change has to happen and that things are getting more serious in the show. It was cool, it was scary actually, and I love it. Number 4 is Wizardmon. I don't have to mention a particular moment, just Wizardmon. His role in the show is definitely worth a mention. He's not in it very much, but oh my god, is he memorable. He's the only friend to Gatomon. Again, my favourite Digimon. And he helps her become who she's meant to be because up till this point, she's been a bad guy. They're both working for the big bad guy, Myotismon, and Wizardmon is just there to be a friend to Gatomon and to help her go through what she needs to. Very few Digimon die in the show, or at least as close to Digimon get to dying. So it sucks when it happens to Wizardmon. God. Wizardmon is so cute and lovely and wizardy, and a moment of silence for Wizardmon. Good enough. Number 3 is saying goodbye. I hate this, but I love it. But I hate it. The relationships made between the people and their Digimon is so good throughout the show. It's better character development than in most things today. And it has to come to an end. They live in different worlds. The people essentially, they have to go back to the human world. They can't stay there forever. And the Digimon, they can't leave the digital world either. I mean, not really. They're all set to stay. They're like, hell yeah, let's just live here. But they find out that the door to the home world is gonna close in like 15 minutes. So they have to say their goodbyes, and it's just out of nowhere, and they all split up and say their individual goodbyes in their own individual ways, and it's lovely. The worst one is Palmon, who's not ready to say goodbye. Kari and Gatomon just say, we're gonna see each other again soon. TK and Patamon just disappear and go over cry. Gabumon and Matt don't say anything. And Palmon doesn't want to confront Mimi and say the goodbye, and then Mimi's looking for Palmon, and then they have to get on the bus, and then Palmon's there, and it's like...
Palmon! Mimi, I'm sorry! It's okay, don't worry about it. Goodbye, Palmon, and thanks for everything. I love you! Goodbye, Mimi!
Moving on. Number 2 is Gatomon Digivolving into Agumon. Gatomon. I've mentioned a few times already, but yes, Gatomon is my absolute favourite. All her Digivolve forms, Agumon, Magnetramon, Nefertimon, Nyaromon, I love Gatomon. I want one. I love her character, how she starts bad and how she becomes a Digimon to the 8th Digidestined. Like, that is a huge thing. When they discover that there is an 8th Digidestined, they're like, well, who could it be? And it's Kari. I love this especially because 1, I think Kari's awesome, she's my favourite character, and 2, she's the little sister. I can relate. Little sisters are always so pushed to the side, but like, Kari ends up being one of the coolest characters, so like, thank you for acknowledging little sisters. And when this whole revelation happens, when Kari is revealed as the Digidestined and Gatomon is her Digimon, she fits in so easily. You sort of wonder how their relationship is going to turn out, like is it forced, is it whatever, but it makes perfect sense looking at Gatomon and Kari, they're so fitting for each other.
I've been searching forever and ever for you. I could have just called.
And this moment is one of the hugest. This moment is so important. It's not just Gatomon Digivolving into Agumon, it's Wizardmon, it's defeating Myotismon, it's seeing that Gatomon turning into Agumon, the woman equivalent to Agumon, the embodiment of goodness means that yes, she is a good guy. And then she enables Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon to be a thing, and they just kick ass, and the whole damn thing is wicked. It's my number 2 favourite moment. Number 1, this one's a bit of a jip. But if you watch my videos, you know that the number 1 choice is often weird, but number 1 is the entirety of the movie. It's my list, I can do it. This is one of my favourite films, period. This is one of my favourite childhood films. I loved it back then, even though I didn't know who the Gen 2 characters were, I loved it. I watch it all the time now. I have the soundtrack on my iPod. I fucking love this movie. This is one of my favourite movies of all time. The Digimon movie. I know. So it's an easy choice for me. All 4 parts. And yes, there are 4. If you didn't know, because I didn't know, it's on YouTube. Watch it. It's really good. The first part when they're young and they have their first interaction with Digimon in the real world.
Big guy.
The second part where they have to go onto the internet using classic dial-up internet and fight Infomon and Diaboromon online, that shit gets serious. The third part with the Digidestins that I didn't know at the time, but obviously now I know and I love them, fighting Kokomon, the virus Digimon that travelled over and took Willis's Digimon. Lopmon, again, is my second favourite Digimon of all time. I just love it. It's all following the story of this virus Digimon that's born on the internet. It's awesome, it has depth, it carries over, it's got all the classics, it's got wicked fighting, it's got suspensions, it's got suspense, it's got the ticking clock, it's got Omnimon, first time you ever see him, and it's beautiful. It's got the evil version of Cherubimon, who I love. It's got Magnetramon and Seraphimon. It's got little moments that seem to happen so quickly, but they are so awesome, and in the grand scheme of things, it's just so good to watch. The Golden Armor Digivolving, I just love it. I can watch this movie all day, never get sick of it. I hope this random rambling makes enough sense to suffice as my explanation for number 1, but yeah, Digimon is one of the things in media that gets me all excited, so if I'm not making sense in this video, my apologies. But basically, yeah, this movie, it has enough story, enough character, enough Digi-evolution, it has all the awesome things that make Digimon awesome, and it's compressed into this 4-part awesomeness. I love it. Okay, so if you stuck around, here's my secret. I like Digimon more than Pokemon. Only difference is Pokemon obviously has a better game, so I spend more time with Pokemon. You know, I'm shiny hunting. I love Pokemon. I'll never get over it. It's translated better into like adulthood than Digimon ever did. But when it comes down to it, I really do enjoy Digimon more. Everyone calls it the rip-off of Pokemon, but I don't see it that way at all. All these things were similar in the 90s. It just, it's what was cool at the time. Basically for me, would I rather have 6 Pokemon that, you know, live in their bowls and are essentially pet/slaves? Or would I rather have one Digimon that could turn into all these different awesome forms that was essentially my best friend? I'd choose a Digimon. I'd choose either Gatomon or Lopmon, definitely. The idea that they can talk, that they're, you know, you have an actual, I can't say, you know, don't have relationships with Pokemon, but you know what I'm getting at. It's just something that I feel is more personal, it's more awesome, and you know, having your little pocket-sized best friend turn into a giant beast that you can ride, that is so appealing. So yeah, I'd rather live in a world that had Digimon. You know what I mean? Hypothetical, imagination. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. I have no idea if this video is any good. I'm kind of like a bit more me in this video than all my other ones. So, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. The dog is snoring. He just... Bye! Mwah.